Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Kawira impeachment motion is currently underway in the Senate. But there is an interesting twist I want us to look at, because it will paint a different picture to tell us what exactly the country is dealing with. There are these two tweets by Moses Kuria, and these tweets have sparked a clamor for William Ruto to impeach Moses Kuria. And I'm just wondering, if Kuria is tweeting while he's a CS, how much can he tweet when he's ejected out of government? But what exactly is behind it? Because even Murkomen seems to have been dragged in the mud. So there were these two tweets by Moses Kuria, and I want us to look at the first tweet. These tweets were done last night. He said, "I have studied carefully the issues presented against Kawira Mwangaza, Governor Kawira. The most serious offense is that she does what Kikuyus call kuangalia watu manyira. That offense can take you to hell, but not to jail. Certainly not a ground for impeachment." Then some few minutes later, 1 hour later, he did a list of 13 senators. He was reaching out to tell them something. I've looked at the list of these senators: Arun Cheriot Kericho, Jackson Mandago Singishu, Sigei Hilary Bomet, Mundigi Embu, Cherergei Kajiado, Fatuma Dulo Isiolo, Abdul Haji Garissa, Kamau Murango Kirinyaga, Wahome Kamatinga, Meru, Inombua, and Homa Bay. Now, if you look at this list, he said, stop it, you can see from evidence you are being misled. So he's saying that from the evidence being presented in the assembly, in the Senate, he's telling these senators that you're being misled. And I've just looked at those those 13 senators. Out of those 13 senators, how many are from UDA? 1, Cheriot, Mandago, Sigei, Mundigi, Cherargei, Kirinyaga. Almost 10, almost 9 are from UDA. Majority from Rift Valley and Central Kenya. So, he did not give a list of all. How did Moses Kuria arrive at a decision that these 13 senators are being misled? And out of the 13, I've only seen 2 from Azimio. That is Wambua, Kitui, and Homa Bay Senator Kajwang. So he gave that list, and I don't want to believe, I don't see it possibly that Moses Kuria was running a propaganda. This message was very intentional and was reaching out to these senators. Now, yesterday, when leaders met with during parliamentary PG that William Ruto held in State House by the UDA leaders, this Kawira impeachment resurfaced somewhere, and Ruto quickly silenced the MPs and the senators there, saying that they will leave the matter to the Senate so that the Senate will decide. And they failed to offer a solid position, or rather a position statement on what UDA thinks or wants, or the position of UDA as far as that impeachment is concerned. Remember, and I think he said that he's an independent governor, so they will not want to get into it. But it points out clearly on what is happening behind the scene. Now, last night, at the tail end of the session, the speaker pulled a communication warning Kuria about commenting on this.
Now, honorable members, before we proceed to adjourn, I have this communication to make. Honorable Senators, as you may recall, in my communication issued on Tuesday, 31st October 2023, I cautioned senators against making comments, whether written or spoken, in relation to the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Kawira Mwangaza, the Governor of Meru County, while the matter is pending before the Senate. It has been brought to my attention that comments that are prejudicial to the ongoing proceedings in the Senate have been made in various fora, including social media, X, formerly Twitter, by Kenyans who sadly include senior state and public officers. In particular, the Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Performance and Delivery Management has made several posts criticizing the ongoing proceedings, intimidating and casting aspersions on the conduct of some senators. Honorable senators, the matter of impeachment of a governor is a public discourse, and the fact that the Senate is holding the hearing in public.
Now, I don't think Moses Kuria is a bit unmoved by these threats. So today in the morning, when senators resumed the Senate sessions, there was a clamor, and they were reaching out to Kimani Ichung'wah for him to initiate an impeachment motion against Moses Kuria, so that if Moses Kuria should also be impeached, and according to those senators, he is shaming the president. Well, this thing was about the Meru impeachment.
Embarrassing the appointing authority and casting serious doubts on the choiceability of none other than His Excellency, the President. Mr. Speaker, sir, that tweet was in bad taste. It paints senators as cheap people who have no cognitive abilities to make interpretation of the matters that are before us and make a sober decision that is in the interest of the Constitution and the people of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, this is the 14th impeachment hearing that the Senate is hearing, and I've had opportunity to vote in almost all of them. I take great exception in the conduct of Moses Kuria, in the tweet that he sent out, and the things that he said about this House and the colleagues that he's listed. In fact, Mr. Speaker, I now agree with members of this House who have brought censure motion before to discuss the conduct of this particular minister, because at every given opportunity, he has done nothing other than embarrass the appointing authority. In fact, it is my submission, Mr. Speaker, that the earlier CS Moses Kuria is let off his duty, the better for this administration, Mr. Speaker. Because every single day, in every action that he undertakes, he could.
Senator Kathuri.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity also to give my comment on this irritating behavior of the CS for public service. Honorable Speaker, the process going on in this House is very, very important for the people of Meru who are representing this House, Mr. Speaker. And when a CS, just a log CS, gets out there to make some very funny comments on social media, it is very, very embarrassing, and he is not serving, or whatever he is doing is not for the best interest of the Meru people. And I want to warn him that he should keep off Meru affairs. Let him concentrate with the work that he has been given by the President. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, I will request actually on this matter, the other majority leader on the other house to actually start processing an impeachment motion to this CS.
So they're saying that the National Assembly, because that motion can only be initiated there, the National Assembly Speaker should initiate a motion of, I think, of no confidence or something against Kuria. And if you just think it's about Kuria and the Meru issue, then maybe you are wrong. Let's look at Senator Cherargei saying, says Moses Kuria is a national embarrassment that doesn't care about respecting anyone, including the opportunity, the appointing authority, plus institutions such as Senate, but he's not alone. He's in good company of CS Murkomen, who insults, belittles anyone and everyone, but Kuria only tweets. But Murkomen is worse. He takes the mic and bullies, insults, and demeans the people and elected leaders, even in funerals. The appointing authority must rein in on these rogue cabinet secretaries. So let me tell you, Kuria and Moses Kuria and Murkomen are close Ruto's bodies. Do someone want to convince us that the outburst of Moses Kuria coming out to call out those senators do not have the backing of William Ruto? William Ruto cannot comment about everything, but there is something I have realized. Ruto has been defending Moses Kuria, and in fact, what Moses Kuria is saying is the mind of William Ruto. They might have just realized something was going on and they decided Moses Kuria to speak about it. And that is why I want to interpret that Moses Kuria axis in Kawira impeachment. There is that which I am seeing. The first thing here is, it is now coming very clear that there could be some intense lobbying happening from an executive axis on Kawira impeachment. And Moses Kuria has just been asked to deliver the warning. Now, he's saying you're being misled. Moses Kuria has been very specific that those who wants to be the kingpin, or rather allegedly the fake kingpin, is behind Kawira troubles, where he has failed to name who is that fake kingpin. And that message is targeting, wanted to show something, to reveal a message. And what that shows is that there is lobbying, money exchanging hands here and there. And if you've been following that impeachment, you will realize that there are a lot of concerted efforts. You know, there is the deputy governor axis, there is the Mjurin Cheke axis, there is the MPs, the members of the members there axis. So you realize that that impeachment is having a lot of interest. And what Moses Kuria is simply saying is that if so and so is receiving instruction from some sources, some senators are receiving instruction from some sources, then clearly they're being misled. That's what he's saying. And he could also be showing that maybe there's some points of convergence against Governor Kawira. Number two, Ruto is clearly using Moses Kuria to warn Kawira impeachment forces. There could be some forces behind Kawira impeachment, and Kuria is delivering Ruto's message. The other interpretation I see here is Moses Kuria and Murkomen's political visibility is already causing jitters within the UDA ranks. Kuria was, I honestly, my personal position has been, as bold has been, that one of the reasons, the reason why Moses Kuria was removed from the trade to the public service is not because of incompetence. In terms of competence, Moses Kuria is very competent. He's very competent. It has been on the political matrix going on. And even after he was moved, because there he was moving across the counties, launching some economic zones, partnership. And he was part of the big deals in this country. But Moses Kuria has also remained politically visible. He was with Kawira, he was with Maina Njenga the other day. He also met Raila Odinga. And that is already causing jitters because there are those who are positioning for Ruto succession. And those forces are feeling that he is becoming a threat. It is the same problem that is also facing Murkomen. Murkomen wants to succeed William Ruto, and the Kipsigis axis in the Rift Valley seems to be turning hostility, creating some hostility against Murkomen. So it is one of the things happening here. In the past, about the discussion about this impeachment has nothing to do with Kuria, that Kuria failed, or let me say this, that Kuria failed to, that Kuria is commenting about this case, because of course it's a matter of national interest. If you check social media, if you check even television interviews, the panel interviews, everyone is discussing it. And I don't think a mere comment on impeachment can, on impeachment mention against Kawira, can form a threshold of passing a vote of no confidence against a cabinet secretary. If they wanted to impeach him, there were more serious allegations of corruption, edible oil, those deals. And when he was in the Ministry of Trade and Industrialization, those are the ones we could be talking about. Moses Kuria is on record in public using some very unprintable words. You know. So those are the grounds that maybe someone can explore. But on this impeachment, I don't think about it. And number two, there is already a plan to create an agenda, and Moses Kuria is already trending. Remember, William Ruto is supposed to give the State of the Nation address. I think probably it will be tomorrow, if I'm not wrong, Thursday. I don't know that it was tomorrow or today. Someone may confirm with me. It should be on Thursday. Yes, it should be on Thursday, if I'm not wrong. He's supposed to give the State of the Nation address. So maybe that's what people are thinking. And we're already creating an agenda. I believe that senators should not believe guilty. There's no way, if you're not moved, if you're not being bribed or anything, why would you bother with what Moses Kuria is saying? I don't think it's it. But again, this is about the executive wars that has infiltrated Kawira impeachment. Thank you.